And last one is from Jordan, and Jordan's asking, wondering who all of you uses hay as mulch, and or if you are composting it prior to field application. I've got 6 to 7 acres of alfalfa, timothy, red clover, hay surrounding my 2-acre market garden. It was originally a larger area. My landlord put in a buffer. Hay has weed seeds, but since it is my hay, I know exactly what I'm dealing with as far as weeds. Pennycress, wild mustard, dandelion in the spring. Not super bad, but not fun either. And this year I float mowed the worst sections of pennycress and wild mustard to keep it from going to seed, and then we hayed it a few weeks earlier than normal to get ahead of the seeds. Weeds. Good. And I've never found straw or rye that doesn't carry a bunch of grain seed in it. This is an abundant on-farm resource for me. I think I could better utilize it in my operation. But the question for me is how and what risk opportunities should be considering. Wow, big question. Great question. Because again, we love to see lots of carbon. So one of the big tenets of our consulting is really how do you get the maximum amount of carbon in your soil, because that's what really gets great crops growing. So one of our fields right now we're struggling with our organic matter, and our crops in there are struggling. And we just know we need to go out there and either get some compost in there, some straw, hay in there, or some peat moss in there to push those organic matters up and get the field going again. So here's what I would say, Jordan, is I've used hay a lot on our farm. We would actually go out and buy a junk 4x4 round bales and then go ahead and use that for our farm. And we just actually roll those out. But with the smaller bales, you can just flake it out, lay it down between. That works good. One thing with hay, as long as you don't have a lot of annual weeds in there, so if you don't have really weedy like pigweed and lamb's quarters and stuff and some of those other ones, most of those weeds like dandelion are just super easy to get rid of. I mean, those are very easy weeds to kill. So I'm not so worried about that. The one thing about hay is it rots down a lot faster than straw, so you want to put about a foot or 18 inches on, and that's going to really just decrease through the year, especially if it's got alfalfa and red clover, because those are high nitrogen hay things, and those are going to really decrease. I wanted to talk about the straw, because you mentioned in here you've never seen oat or rye straw that doesn't carry a bunch of grain seed in it, because it wasn't cut for straw. It was grown for the grain, and then the straw was sold. So when we produce straw, and we contract that out, or actually go ahead and grow on our own property, we would actually cut it in pollen stage so that it was only for the straw. It was the best quality. There wasn't any weed seeds in it. And in that situation, you want to actually have a low rate of vetch in it. So you don't want to have a super high rate of vetch, or it gets too big and then it basically pulls down the rye and doesn't do a good quality straw. Or the other thing to do would be do red clover. And if you see the good red clover, you mow the rye off, and the red clover just comes right up through the stubble and actually does a great summer cover crop. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. You definitely can use that. A couple things to be careful of. Again, mow it early is good. But yeah, as long as you got good cultivation equipment, I don't think you'll have a problem with that.